we lost to them last year, right? So I think anytime, you lose to a team, you have it in your head that, you want to come back, bigger, better, stronger, faster. And, fortunately we get the matchup against them again. And, they've played until June in the last 3 years. And we know they're a great team, but, like I said, for us, we got to make sure our game is in order by the time we get there.
Wayne, it's been a season where you've been in and out. What's a game like tonight mean to you? Saturday night, Toronto, Montreal. Yeah,
always big ones on Saturday night, right? You grow up, watching games like these, and, to be able to play in, another one in my career is, amazing.
Is this one significant for you? Because you don't really know your playoff role at this point.
Yeah, just another game. Take it in stride like I do every other one, that I've played. So, like I said, it's still special. Anytime you get to lace up your skates in the NHL, it's, it's amazing.
In terms of the atmosphere in this room,
yeah.
What would you say is the biggest difference heading into the playoffs this year compared to last year?
The biggest difference, I think, just our mindset. Obviously taking Tampa to Game 7, and I know the lost. I feel like every single series we play in goes to Game 7. We kind of know, the margins are extremely thin. One mistake one way and, you're going home. But at the same time, I think we got, a great group of guys in here. We brought in a lot of guys who, who have won cups and, know what it takes on the mental side.
In terms of style of play, do you think the group has changed?
Yeah, definitely. I think we've become a team that's, harder to play against. Obviously bringing in, Factor and Cooks and, and Lafto, those are three guys who play the game hard and, finish every check, they'll battle and, they're not going to back down to anybody. So, additions like that, make it huge and, make your team harder to play against going into the playoffs.
What's it mean to you, playing role in and out, but to be a part of this run?
Yeah, it's special. It's special. This is my 15th year. Right? Anyway, I have a chance to make it to the playoffs and win a Stanley Cup. I don't care if I'm playing or if I'm not. Obviously, I'd like to play, but for me, it's just try to help around the room, whether I'm in or out. Just see things that I pick up on, and just relay it to guys and help out wherever I can.
The new guys, of course, are going to make a difference. But what maturation, even 1 year later?
Yeah, no, it's huge. I think if you look at our core guys, they've played unbelievably defensively. And, their 200-foot game, I think right now is, in a really good place. And, I think that's what it's going to take to ultimately win.
On a night like this, you mentioned how special it is. You have family in the stands on the glass.
Yeah, well, yeah. My wife, kids, in-laws, my brother and sister-in-law will be in the building tonight. It is Easter, so a bunch of people came down. So yeah, it should be pretty special.
Important action for us and reps, and competing against obviously our rivals. So always a lot of fun, obviously on a Saturday. So should be good energy in the building and great opportunity to continue to fine-tune our game.
What do you recall? I think it was 6 games you played with Ryan there, when you were pushed to the wing. What do you remember about that experience that can help you tonight?
Yeah, obviously being on the flanks, on the wall a little bit more. So wall play, continue to work to get to the middle of the ice. Obviously, because I'm traditionally there, and a lot generates for me from there, both sides of the puck, and just some details defensively, making sure you're reading shot lanes and just sorting coverage and whatnot, as you're going to be there obviously more constantly. So just those details that make the difference between being in the middle and on the wing.
Sheldon has been asked about your 5-on-5 offense, and he's quick to point out, I like the defensive side. What do you like about how your game has grown defensively?
Yeah, obviously you want everything to kind of be firing on all cylinders, but I think it's the importance, obviously, play without the puck and just how important each and every play, each and every shift, each and every detail is. What's coming here, in the near future. So, there's still been some good, I think, production offensively. Obviously, maybe without the puck going in the net, but still making some plays. Over the last 4 or 5 games. Maybe not as much 5-on-5, but just continue just to stay with it. It's a long season, and just to continue to build your habits in your game and continue to generate good looks from playing through the structure and the details that need to be a part of my game.
How special are nights where you can get Wayne Simmonds into the lineup, especially in a home game, in the room?
Well, I think it's everyone that's in here plays a critical role to our group, and obviously, obviously Wayne's been a big part of the team here for a number of years now, and we count on him in a lot of areas. So, yeah, great for him to have the opportunity, and we know he's going to give us everything he's got.
The result wasn't quite what you guys wanted the other night in Boston, but what can you take away from how you guys played as a group in that game against obviously the top team in the league?
Yeah, we obviously want to build off of a lot of things that we did well and continue to sharpen on, a couple of the mistakes or small details, just over the course of the game where you just got to be so good, obviously, against a team like that to earn the result that you want. But there's lots to build on there, a lot that we like, so we want to keep trending in that direction.
How have you felt that Wayne, he's come in, he's a veteran guy, he's used to playing every night. How have you felt he's adjusted to the new role of kind of being around and being in and out?
Well, I can't speak specifically on, how he feels he's adjusted, but it can't be easy, I think, with what he's accomplished and what he's been through in his career. And but I think, we tip our cap and obviously really appreciate him because of the role that he's accepted and how he's handled himself and carried himself on a daily basis has been phenomenal. So, like I said, we're really lucky to have him as a teammate of ours in many facets.
Mitch, what do you guys want to get out of a night like tonight?
Just get our game consistent. Do the same things that make us successful. So, that's just a full 60. Consistency through our lineup, just with our forecheck, our defensive mindset, and make sure we're doing the right things.
Mitch, how do you balance getting things clicking, or whatever the word is, in that last 4 games against getting hurt? You're going to play. How does that all even out for you?
Sorry, Terry. Your mustache is looking better and better. It's great. But yeah, it looks great. I think we've done some really good things here the last couple of games, and I think what we're doing well is when we are getting leads, we're not trying to make the crazy plays. If the plays are there to be made, we're making them, but we're not trying anything crazy. We're trying to work the clock as best we can, try to work teams down low, and it's going to be another key for us tonight, making sure we don't give them any transitions to this team. They got some guys that can make you pay for it on the rush, so make sure we're above people, make sure we're playing smart with it.
Where's your mustache game at as the playoffs near?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see when it starts and gets going here, but yeah, hopefully it's better than past years.
I know the result wasn't quite what you guys wanted the other night, but was there a lot to like about how you put an effort forward against Boston?
Yeah, I think there were some definitely good keys there that we did right. Like I said, I thought we played a pretty good 60 there. We like to stay out of the box a little more than we did, but I was happy with how all 12 and 6 worked. I thought we all worked well together on the ice. We're covering for each other really well, talking a lot through our D zone to transition into the O zone, and it's something that you got to do to just keep getting better.
What is it meant to have Wayne along in the room, on this run in particular, but also with his change in role?
Yeah, it's been great. Simmer's mindset really hasn't changed too much. Still the same guy regardless of what's going on, and it's been a lot of fun to have him. Obviously, he's a guy that speaks his mind, and when he's out on the ice, obviously he's a big impact with just his presence, and he still scares the shit out of people. So it's nice to have that on your team at all times, and when he speaks in this room, he gets respected and everyone listens.
How do you notice that, Mitch, that he has that fear factor to him?
I remember my first couple of years playing against him, and then meeting him at Worlds my first year, and just how great of a guy he was, and now being here just for the last year and a half or 2 years, and it's just really a great teammate to have around. Wants all of his teammates to do really well regardless of his situation, and that's something that we're lucky to have.
When you played against him, did he scare you?
Yeah, definitely. He's a guy that can do a lot of things with his fist, and a couple of those just around the net, what he does with his hands, making plays around goalies, just his tip plays, his commitment to blocking shots, his defensive mindset. It's something that I think has done great through his whole career, but at the same time, if someone does something he doesn't like, he's not afraid to make his fist do something else.
What does 100 points mean to you if you can get it?
Yeah, we'll see. Trying to focus on just trying to play the right mindset here, try not to cheat for anything, and if it gets rewarded, it gets rewarded, but try not to focus on it too much, just try to just finish out the regular season with wins.
You, Michael, in Austin, you've been apart for a bit, but getting the band back together, what do you expect from you guys?
Well, I think just we want to be consistent. I think when we have played together, we've done some good things, but the outcome hasn't shown, and that's something we just got to stay patient with, that knowing it's going to come eventually, and can't force things, just got to play the game that we know we can play, and when we do that, I think we get a lot of chances at the offensive net, and usually you can counter at least 1 or 2.
How do you think Michael's handling the thing with the officials? It feels like he's straddling that line like he always does, but hasn't been getting the calls lately.
Yeah, I mean, he's been doing a good job of not saying much. He's been quiet. I think that's just the mindset that we got to have in this locker room of trying to stay off him and try to relax. You know, they got a job to do out there. They're trying to see what they think's a penalty and not. And, you know, that's their job to do, and our job is just to play.
Sheldon, what kept Young Crook off the ice this morning?
He has an injury, so he's going to be day-to-day, not available to play tonight.
Any update on Matt Murray? Is he progressing at all?
Yeah, he's been progressing. He's had some good days here of late, so the thought was he'd be available to back up here tonight possibly, so we'll see. That it may not be the case here now, but we're working with the medical team just to figure out exactly where that's at.
Has he been on the ice?
He's not been on the ice, no.
If he can't back up tonight, what's the plan there?
Yeah, like I said, I don't know, as that wasn't the plan, but we'll that's out of my hands.
Young Croak fairly minor. Do you have anything to worry about there, Sheldon, with you guys?
Yeah, fairly minor. He finished the game the other night and all that. He was just a little bit more uncomfortable than you'd want him to be at this time of year.
So there's 4 games left. How do you balance like staying healthy, the chemistry, the being sharp, all the things with the games not really mattering? Well, they don't matter the same.
Yeah, it's a challenge, right? But I think what it does do is it allows us to really just focus in on what really does matter for us, which is our habits and our details and our structure and all of those things that are so important when it matters the most. So that's really where I want our focus to be. You always want to focus on the process and all those details, and the results sort of take care of themselves. And that would be the case here now as well, certainly more so, but you focus on the results even less at this point because you would certainly want to have all your details right. And if the result doesn't work out because it's not your night, then it's less of a big deal when there's no more movement here within our division. But the focus has been on our game and our details and our structure for quite some time here now, but that's really more of a singular focus here now. And then like I say, we're a good enough team that when all those things are right, more often than not, we'll get the good results too. So you're still playing to win.
Brody wrestling today?
Yeah, everybody's got bumps and bruises and things that they're dealing with here this time of year. So it's just giving them the day, which hopefully provides an opportunity for everything to settle for them.
Not knowing what Wayne's role is going to be playoff-wise, how significant that he get out of the game tonight?
Not significant.
What went into moving O'Reilly back up with Tavares, move Tavares the wing? What went into that for this game?
Yeah, just I obviously Yarn Croc not being available today, that changes the mix a little bit there for sure. But I started to use O'Reilly with Tavares and Marner in the third period there in Boston, and wanted to get more reps with John on the wing there. And then we haven't seen Will in that spot, with them. So I think that's just an opportunity for us to do that. And at the same time, you get the familiarity of Marner and Bunting with Matthews and keeping everything else relatively intact, certainly the camp line intact. And then Simmonds comes in and you keep Achari and Kerfoot as a pair. So there's some continuity there that I like and some familiarity while still, getting a look at with Will and O'Reilly.
How about the switch there with O'Reilly and the power play? Were you kind of looking at kind of?
Yeah, same kind of thing. With Yarn Croc being out, Yarny had kind of been running things on that second unit, so you lose him there. It's a chance for Will to go into that spot and really kind of be in charge and have the puck a ton and everything be driving through him. And then at the same time, you get a look at O'Reilly in a spot that he's had a lot of success in his career, and what was one of the league's best power plays in St. Louis. So we get some looks at that. Obviously, with O'Reilly's injury, it's something that we haven't been able to see. So today, with the Yarn Croc absence in particular, to me, there had to be something to happen to help, and I think this satisfies a lot of different things for us here. It gets Will to really drive his own group, and it gets O'Reilly a look with those guys in the bumper spot.
I know you said you're focused on your own structure, chemistry, and all those things as these games go on. Is there any way for you, would you even consider using them to simulate playing against Tampa with these opponents? Is that even possible?
I don't think it's possible. No, there's two It's two different teams, entirely different structures. It's challenging that way. So you're just focusing on your game. There's absolutes in your game that you know are true, and they're gonna hold strong no matter who the opponent is. So that's really where your focus lies, in your habits and details. There's a lot of fundamental things inside of every game, no matter who the opponent is, within your structure and your shift length and your line change habits and face-off details and all these kind of things. That to me is what I expect. Is really dialed in. We got to stay mentally sharp for that to happen, and that'll be my challenge as the coach.
Giordano was just saying that in his mind, even though these 4 games don't mean much, you have to play hard. And yet you look around the league and we're seeing guys heading to the playoffs fall down with injury. Like, how do you balance that as a coach about getting guys to play hard, but also ultimately?
Yeah, you do everything you can to keep the guys healthy, right? You give proper days off. The guys. Are well taken care of in terms of the medical team and things they do off the ice to maintain themselves. But it's an 82-game schedule, and you gotta get through it. There's lots of things at play here. Like I said, we can still focus on our game. For us in particular, such a significant piece like O'Reilly that hasn't really been with our team. There's lots of reasons for us to continue to work and play. The salary cap and the roster limitations, those provide challenges in terms of what you're even capable of doing. So you're in uniform, you're competing, play at a high level. I think that keeps you feeling good and confident. And like I said, you do everything that you can to stay healthy, but the injuries are very much a reality of our game, and you just hope that the guys can get through it. We played a real hard game the other night, and got fortunate. It looks like Yarny got banged up there, but it's been something that he's been kind of working through for a while, but it just kind of flared up on him. But you get through a hard game like that, and you're battle tested and feeling good, and I think that really is important. But the mindset of our group, sometimes the intensity may slip naturally. The detail, to me, is really where we need to be focused on.
The addition of O'Reilly and all the new faces on defense, are you comfortable with the way your team is playing on the defensive side of the puck when we know how important it is in the playoffs? Yeah,
I really like. Our last 6-7 games defensively, we've been really strong. So I think our guys have done a really nice job of that. And that certainly does make us feel good. It's been a focus for us, getting that right. And obviously the offensive piece is we gotta get scoring more goals, both on power play and at 5-on-5. But we're in every game. It was a tough game the other night in Boston, and not a lot there for either team. But to go on the road in a big game like that and give up as little as we did, you feel good about, and certainly deserve, to me. Either team could say they could deserve to win the game. It's that tight and that close, but another goal, another bounce here or there, and you're on the right side of it. But we've played some good hockey here defensively for sure. I think we've controlled play real well for a good chunk of time now. And I think the group is feeling good. The results, we've been on the wrong side of some games and hasn't been as consistent a winning for us. But the process has been real good, and through all of that, you clinch home ice and you're in a good spot, where you want to be, save for the fact that we would have liked to win the division. Boston doing what they are, I think, for us to come through a very competitive division with home ice, with time to go here is a good accomplishment for our group. Now we can very much focus in on what's next.
With tonight possibly being his last game, home game as a Leaf, how have you seen Wayne sort of transition from being in sort of every night?
Yeah, we're going to go play the playoffs. Wayne's a part of our team, so I don't even know why I'm getting these questions.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, thanks.